Porsha, would you like to answer Angela's question, or
No,
should
I
we
want
just move
Angela to
on?
kiss my ass.
Okay. Well, I think we should just move on, you guys.
The rest of the world can kiss your ass. Girl.
You first.
Virtual reality.
Hi, I'm Danny Murphy.
And I'm Evan Real.
And this cowboy dinner really was neither ye nor ha, I don't feel. Well, not for Porsha.
No, definitely not for Porsha. But hey, I feel like Angela activated some Stangelas because I feel like she had a lot of great moments on this episode.
I loved it. Well, I loved because Drew arrived.
Yes.
And I do feel that Angela kind of sets everybody to the fire because Drew's like, how are you? Angela's, can you take some heat off of me now?
Have you spoken to Porsha?
No.
I think you should.
Why?
Because you get the heat off me.
Well, wait a minute.
Can you go talk to Porsha? Like, you go do some stuff. But unfortunately for Angela, she still is the main event of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, jumping to the end of the episode when she not so secretly recorded Porsha.
Last night, she said, I should Charles. They continue to talk about me. I just said, okay, let me record them.
Well, I guess it started out a bit covert, and then eventually, I don't know if it was she who blew her own cover or the gloves came off and she just didn't care anymore.
Well, they said that they saw her in the window filming.
The girl in the window. I will say that was a really funny confessional. The girl in the window, yeah.
That is really creepy that she recorded us. Who you gonna show it to? Who you gonna tell? She looking outside of it like the girl in the window.
Which also made me laugh, and maybe because this is Angela's first season, and because we had a similar, different levels of phone recording on Salt Lake City with Brittany.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, my favorite girl, Brittany Bateman. I'm like, oh no, Angela, everyone's production, like,
Right.
you'll get the clip. You'll see it.
Cameras are on.
But it was because she heard her husband's name that she had to take out the phone. And it's crazy because she was talking to Charles while hearing Charles. And what I love about a lot of the newbies, because Angela said that she heard Porsha saying that she was gonna, F her man.
Yeah.
Porsha in confessional said, I don't know what she's talking about. Even, who else was in the pool? Because some other girls were saying, oh, I don't know. And then it was Kelli. No, Porsha said that.
Did you talk about Angela or Charles at the pool last night?
I didn't say anything, okay?
All I can remember is Porsha saying, she better stop before I her husband.
Porsha, I'm pretty sure you said it. Do you know what I thought was really interesting though? Is that Angela has access to Charles Oakley at 2:30 in the morning. I kind of love that for her.
I love. She's like, you're on call for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Angela is really with the versus Drew vibe of being like, with versus Porsha, because when she was like, well, if Porsha says that, she will.
Yeah.
Because that goes back to the dinner where Angela's kind of like getting heat from Britt, and then Angela was really trying to hot potato herself out of the hot seat, but she's like, I can do it, but does anybody else want to do it? And it was when she was like, well, Kelli said you stole someone's man, so let's talk about that.
And then I love when Cynthia stepped in to be like, now, Porsha, would you like to answer Angela's question? And she said, no, I would like Angela to kiss my ass.
And Angela said, enough people do that.
Yeah.
Well, I love Portia's upset birthday vibes. It does remind me of a lot of people on their birthday. Like, hi. No, I'm fine.
It was.
Okay.
I wish Porsha had just used that opportunity to say how she really felt and why she felt that way. 'Cause she wasn't just tired. Obviously, as she explained, she was upset because she heard from a source that Dennis had continued to film with Drew. But then when the night ended and she had a little nightcap moment with Cynthia in the bedroom, well, Cynthia had a nightcap.
Cynthia had the night and the cap.
I didn't see a drink in Portia's hand, but Cynthia was having fun that day.
Cynthia was having the time of her life. I want to go on vacation with Cynthia Bailey.
She was really celebrating Miss Porsha.
Yeah.
But Porsha felt comfortable enough to tell Cynthia the reason she was upset. And look, I get it because she had a chat with Dennis, like, don't do that. And she did explain in that moment, it felt like to me she wasn't going to give Drew the satisfaction of knowing that had upset her. She would rather have her words with Dennis.
I do feel too, and it kind of I was like, oh my god, look at you go, Porsha, where she kind of was like, a lot of my anger is not at Angela, it's not at Drew, it's at this guy who I'm in like who we're supposed to be a family together, even though
we're co-parenting.
we're co-parenting. Like, you're who I expect more from. Drew can play this, and also Drew doesn't know. You would assume Drew knows that Porsha wouldn't want Dennis filming, because I think also Porsha gave a good.
Well, I think Porsha has said out loud in front of Drew, "I don't want Dennis to film with you." She has also said that to Dennis, so she has established her boundaries. Dennis and Drew just don't give a.
And I think she's kind of like, I expect Drew not to.
Right.
You would expect Dennis to, because when she was like, Cynthia, would you want me to have a podcast with Michael?
Exactly.
No.
Right.
No.
At least get a heads up about it.
At least, yeah. And Cynthia would probably be like, sure.
If Cynthia got the heads up, she'd be like, you know what, go for it.
Hi, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right. She's busy with the Cowboys pouring the drinks.
Yeah. Wait, who didn't like the Cowboys? Who wasn't there for the Cowboys?
Drew.
Oh yeah, Drew didn't find any of them to be attractive. I thought.
Well, she said the line dancers weren't that. I think they were different guys, maybe.
The guys who were pouring the drinks
were handsome.
Were very handsome, and I think they were the ones who participated in the line dancing later on. So Drew must be hard to please. But I don't know if she's out here sucking on Dennis's lollipop. Maybe not that hard to please. I don't know. Allegedly. We don't know.
Which
who called it a lollipop? Someone called it a lollipop on this episode. Cynthia had. She didn't mince her words.
Because I at the whiskey tasting, I love that whiskey tasting Coyote Ugly, and then they're having dinner after. Like, they had a good time. Because the whiskey tasting, it was Angela, it was Cynthia, it was Britt, and it was Drew.
Yes.
And Britt was kind of like, none of you guys gave me peace on my peace brunch. And they were like, you came in hot, you came in everything. And Cynthia, because Cynthia wasn't at the peace brunch, I think it was when she was filming Hulu's Gotta Get Out. And then she was like, I gotta get out of here. And then Cynthia was like, until you guys have a photo of you with in your mouth on a poster board, you can't tell her how she should act after.
You guys cannot tell this woman how she should walk into the damn brunch after something like that has happened to her, unless y'all's picture is up there with a penis inside y'all's mouth in front of a room full of people. Come get at me when that happens.
Which I think is fair.
That is fair. And wow, that's really making me think there's been so much dick and mouth discourse on the season of Atlanta between Britt and allegedly Dennis and Drew.
And also Drew knowing allegedly the guy who was in the photo with Britt.
Oh yeah, when Britt was like, oh, so you recognize his dick? And then we never got clarification.
We don't really get a lot of clarification from Drew a lot. It's
I would
entertaining.
like some clarification though, because how did you recognize that dick?
The cat?
Oh yeah, selling the cat.
It's so timeless.
Yeah.
I know. So I'm curious about that. And I think Britt thought the whiskey tasting went well. Well, her and Cynthia had a really sweet moment after where Britt thanked Cynthia. But then when she brought it up at the dinner table to Drew and Angela was like, oh, yeah, you said I was a victim, but I don't know how I did that.
Yeah.
So then Britt was like, you didn't take anything away from the whiskey tasting? And Angela's like, not really.
I mean, look, sometimes all we need is time to reflect, to know that maybe we regretted how we moved through certain situations. And I think Angela regretted giving the situation so much grace, because I think in her heart, she really just doesn't like Britt.
And I think, well, so much grace is a stretch for the whiskey, because I feel they dance around. It took Angela a while to get to, to be like, I guess I'm sorry you were hurt.
Right. Yeah. She did her best.
I love Drew. Should I get Porsha a bottle of whiskey? Drew, what? With our face on it?
Drew is
and Cynthia
kind of trying.
Porsha has a cough, so that might.
Oh yeah.
So that could help.
Drew's behavior in Nashville is a little confusing, because she kept talking about, I'm here to extend an olive branch. Me showing up is extending an olive branch, and then once we got to the house, we didn't really acknowledge Porsha. And I don't know the dinner that she decided to make an exit from. I don't know how long that lasted.
Well, it's good that she didn't leave right away, because her and Angela left together in the morning, because as we mentioned earlier, Angela overheard the ladies talking about her. I think they said they were making fun of her outfits, etc.
Porsha was gonna F her man.
And then, but I do like Kelli in the morning saying hi to Angela. Angela's like, that can't be fake.
I really, really appreciate that about Angela. I mean, look, I appreciate Kelli for still saying hi, but baby, you can't be talking mess in the pool at 2:30 in the morning with girl in the window recording you, and then expect to get, waffles and pancakes in the morning.
Yeah, not quite. And the coming attraction for next week seems like Angela is not giving anyone any time to come for her. Well, because I saw an extended clip online too about it, where I think they were getting like, is he like an energy healer or a tarot reader or something like that?
I love.
Because Porsha got read, or maybe like a medium, because they were like, oh, now it's Drew's turn, and Drew's like, I'm gonna do it in private. And Porsha's like, so you can lie to us in person, but the truth comes out in private. But the whole thing, then I think the thing that a lot of people are catching up on is because Britt and Angela go a little bit back and forth, where Britt tells Angela she needs to use her mouth more.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure in which capacity she's talking about, but we can deduce some.
You think use her mouth more with Charles or speaking amongst the women?
I think it's a BOGO.
Okay.
It's a Brit one, get one.
Because then what did Angela say?
Angela said, because you have some miles on your mouth.
Uh-huh.
You got miles on your mouth.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming earlier. And I think in the extended clip too, she's talking about how her mouth has stretch marks and stuff like that. So I think
Britt's mouth has stretch
That's what
marks,
Angela
according
said
to Angela?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
okay.
Angela and Britt are not, watch like this clip was like AI'd, but this is what I saw. It was on Reddit. Everyone knows, if you're watching a Housewives podcast, you're also on Reddit looking. So I saw that. So I think it's going to be, and also of course that a Bailey Q.
Oh, the Bailey Q is back.
Bailey Q is back.
Oh, that's so exciting. Wait, going back a little bit, we didn't talk about this theory from Porsha that Angela is setting up Drew. Do you believe that? Because it's being discussed on the after show. The girls are like, is Angela really Drew's friend? Is she trying to throw her under the bus? After they had a bit of tension, which I don't even really recall what the tension was about, but they did the flashback in the car scene where she was...
That was more so she was talking about tension with Kelli and wondering how Drew supported her in that.
Right, and she was unloading on Shamia, and so that was, I don't know. Do you think that was a reach on Porsha's part to say that they're setting her, that she was setting her up?
I think it was a little bit of a reach.
Yeah, because then Drew also went on Instagram last night and wrote this whole, basically a speech, an oration dedicated to Angela, saying she's been such a good friend and she appreciates the support. I mean, Angela really is kind of the only girl on the cast who wholeheartedly supports Drew.
And it's funny too, because when even at the dinner, Drew's like, does anyone have a problem with me? And like, even Portia's kind of like, no one besides me really has a problem with her, but it's just like, make it seem like it's more. Yeah. So hopefully Drew gets in a better place with some of them.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Do you know what I just can't get over is Drew's face card. She is so pretty. She can tell any lie she wants. She is the most beautiful person on the planet to me. I don't know what it is about, like, she looks like a Disney princess to me. She's got those big eyes and that, I don't know, she's just so pretty.
Well, her birthday's coming up, so you can get her a gift.
Yeah. My gift is a compliment to you,
okay.
Sidora.
There
you
we
look
go.
so beautiful.
A compliment and a stream.
Definitely a stream.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, I support her music.
Yeah, oh my
and I know it's her and not Shamia, and vice versa.
And vice versa, because I love Shamia's little song that she did at the beginning too.
Oh my God, yeah, the little cowboy karaoke.
She needs to do a country song now too.
Totally.
Oh,
she got that. She had the twang.
Yeah.
Down pat. 1000%.
All right, but I know I am curious to see how next week goes for Angela and Britt. It's gonna be a showdown.
Yeah, can't wait. Stay tuned.